What's happening, Trey? How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, no, okay. So I talked about me being a big fan, but I got to really like, I've seen y'all here, and now I've seen y'all in Europe, throughout Europe. Uh, I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret here, okay? Because I was there really working with these guys, but I had to tame myself so that my video wasn't bouncing as I'm bouncing and trying to catch. Y'all are so amazing. This was y'all's second time throughout Europe, and I know how important it was for you guys to bring lessons back home. And so, just tell us a bit about why that's important to you guys as you guys have these experiences that take you to different parts of the world.
Well, first, I want to acknowledge all of those who helped create the No Excuses tour. Mirror Craft, give a lot of love to Mirror Craft. Mirror Craft is super dope, y'all. Revolver Concentrieri in Italy, Mixtape Addicts in France, and then So Fars throughout London and the UK, and just making that connection. And also, I want to acknowledge the group that went with us. G Fields, Sydney Johnson, two-person band that makes it sound like 10. They're wonderful. They're super dynamic and just add another element to our sound. So you asked about the lessons learned.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting when we talk about lessons because every experience is different. None of them are the same, right? And you can't go into them thinking, oh, it's going to be like this or it's going to be like that because you never know. You know, we were able to see an 80-year-old woman dance with her 23-year-old granddaughter. You know, that's a lesson that was taught and brought back. We were able to talk to people who didn't speak English, but heard us through the music, and we were able to have that vibration with them. That's another lesson learned. We were able to see some more Black folks on this trip and speak to the diaspora throughout UK and throughout these other countries that we went to. So that's another lesson learned. So every time we go, I think, you know, there's no preconceived notion of what we're going for. It's what we're willing to give and what we're willing to receive. And so each lesson is based on the experience that we have.
Yeah. I mean, that's so true. And I think there's something to be said about the adaptability of you all as a group, too, as you enter these different environments, right? And it's like, hey, no matter who's out there, we're rocking. That's what we do. We're going to bring it, right? And I really saw that dedication and that level of consistency with your artistry. Tell us a bit about how that is kind of like a foundation to how you guys really show up at different venues, no matter where you are. You guys really are like, nah, we give it 110% every time. Just tell us a bit about that because I experienced it with all of y'all. You're talking about Sid, G Fields, like everybody was like, nah, every single show, we're giving it everything we have.
Well, you know, it's a part of like being raised in a way that says that, you know, who you are is important. So what you have to give is important. And when you work with people that have a value in what they do, then that just means that you're making a collective of people who understand that the mission is the most important thing. And the mission of music is to heal. You know, Jay says that as well. The mission of music is to heal. And so when you have an idea that you're healing people with not just it being you, but a collective of medicine, you know, an array of, you know, natural remedies or whatever it is that you want to call, but hearing and feeling people that feel what they're doing, that is true and honest. You know, we work with people that are honest enough with themselves to know themselves on good days, know themselves on bad days, but know themselves in a way that when it comes down to what is being given, and what it is that you want to receive, because it is reciprocity in the music. And so we come with what it is that we've been brought up that says, come with you first, and come with how you're feeling, but then also know that there are people coming with something else. You know, they're either coming to take, they're coming to receive, they're coming to enjoy, they're coming to cry, they're coming to dance, whatever they're coming with. Just be able to be open. And if you stay open, then you don't have to worry about what you're not giving them. You just be open enough to go, this is me for right now, and this is going to be for me forever. So therefore, let me let you have it. So we let them have it.
Yeah, no, no, you let them have it in a way that I experienced, and I said, "Oh my gosh, the level of dedication is really such a great addition and like a layer to your artistry, what you guys put out there." But you were talking about this amazing team, and I really want folks to hear from you all about how important it is to have a solid team around you to get you to have opportunities like this. I mean, some of the folks over there, we talk about DJ King Flow. There was Tiska Sanka, right? Yeah, Tiska Sanka. Some of these amazing artists that have their own names and have their own platforms, but they also really connected with you all and what you all give in terms of your artistry. But that seems like such an important factor when you're going to countries that you're not from, and you have all these fans there now, and it's like you guys have anchors and relationships. You talked a bit about that. Tell us about how important that is as you think about coming from your range here throughout Seattle, Pacific Northwest, and the United States, and taking it somewhere else.
Relationships are everything. They're everything. What you build and how you build it is very important to what comes out of it. I had met DJ King Flow through the pandemic and had never met him. And that was the first time I was ever able to meet him in person and shake his hand. And he was able to bring his community into our journey, and how beautiful that was. We were in a place where there were young people that were what they call at risk. We were in a place where there were people who are funding these venues. We were at a place where artists that are well known in those areas showed up and performed with us, danced with us through the rain. It was a great experience. And so I think anytime you can build a relationship that is built on genuineness, authenticity, respect, honor, appreciation, there's a value to it that you get that when you go there and you have, get to meet them in person. And so it was a beautiful thing to do. Trae came to that part. Trae came right after we left Italy, and she showed up in Rome. And the next day we were gone to France, and then we were gone to the UK. So she came at the back end of the tour. So you came into this energy, and it was beautiful to have you there. It was beautiful to share that energy with you, and for you to be able to see. This is the kind of relationships that we're talking about. Yeah. The real ones that are authentic and organic, and they're not contrived. Yeah. They're not just based off what they can get, but it's also what they can give.
Yeah. I mean, you talked about that, the reciprocity of it all, right? And it's so true, but I got to see it like full throttle. And I was like, oh my God, I'm already such a huge fan of theirs. Like, to be able to see you guys in these different stages, different venues, with people just being so plugged in, it was really inspiring for me, because I think about a lot of artists. Jack earlier was talking about STG's kind of commitment to local artists here, to teaching artists. Y'all are that, right? You have a whole other thing going on with the residency. We know, I mean, you're out here in community, you are always teaching young people, so both of you really bring that to what Black Stax is, and you guys did it over there as well, right? You guys were connecting with young folks over there to really help share your story. Tell us a bit about why that's important to you all when we think about how you take the lessons you guys are learning throughout your journey of artistry, and really giving parts of that to the next generation as they think about themselves, and see themselves in you guys, as you guys have really built a solid foundation for the work that y'all do.
So in short, young people, because they are the present and the future, and we think about them in the future because we don't think about anything happening to them, but we also have to understand that they are present, and we have to make sure that they understand that their presence is important, not just their future, because their future is what we're trying to instill with them all the time, but it's not promised. And that used to be a thing that for me, as I was growing up, is that my future was promised in terms of my longevity to live to be an old woman. That's not promised no more. So infusing them with who they are and their potential to be the greatness of who they are has always been something that was infused in me. So that is important, because they don't know their fear unless they step up to the plate and then swing, right? And you have to let them know fear is not something that you back away from. And when it comes down to your talent, you step up to it so that your gift can be what it is, like what the young man was saying, Jay,
Yeah.
what Jay was saying earlier, just in terms of like that gift. And so, you know, you have to, I'm not you have to, finding that they are full of what it is that once I was full of at that age, and now I have a fullness that is different because of my age. And there's a need to be able to replenish one myself, infusing that, and then watching them infuse me with what it is that they have.
The other thing too is they're so inspirational. These young people are so inspirational. There's, you know, they're creative. They have dreams. They have goals. There's things that they want to reach. And when you see them on that path and you see that they're serious about it and passionate about it and committed to it and will be consistent, it's our job to support that. It's our job to get behind that and walk with them and support them the way my parents supported me, right? Like my pops used to tell me, I'm not here to be in the light. I'm here to support you. So if anything comes up, I'm here to help you with that. And so that's the mentality, that's the mind state that we take as we travel, whether it's through Seattle, whether it's overseas, whether it's outer space, wherever we go and there's young people, we want to be able to have a connection.
Well, you know, I got to get real personal because I got Miss Felicia V. Loud here with me today, and it takes me back. I do, yeah, because because I think about being at the Paramount. I think about seeing you, you know, at Axe, I think it was, and you know, I was a young person, and I got to see myself in you on stage as a young person in elementary school. And so you guys, I've shared this several times, but that was really, there was a moment for me of like, I want to do what she's doing on stage, because I was watching her act her butt off and sing her butt off, and I'm like, who is this amazing person? And so I was so connected. I was so drawn in when Jay talks about just hitting that one. I don't know how whoever else you hit in that audience, but you hit me. And when I think about, you know, taking it seriously, you know, especially as a young person, all the on camera and all this kind of training I was doing, but then to get to Garfield, y'all, and I'm part of this like theater troupe, and we're just like young and spunky, and we're like, we're gonna write our own content, you know, we're out here taking our, you know, our messaging to the man, you know, like we were so serious. And you know, oh, shout out to Justin and Mecca. Love you so much, right? Just a huge mentor to me. And he's like, oh, I'm going to bring my friend in, you guys. And in walks Miss Felicia V. Loud. And I don't know if you remember, but I was like, I was like stuck. I was so stuck because I was like, oh, I remember her on stage, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, killing it. And that being such a pivotal moment for me. And so when you talk about connecting with young people, and you know, we've shared this personally, but it means so much to me to have that continual relationship with you to this day. And I was sharing with her, I'm like, you couldn't have told me, you know, when I was a young person in that audience, that I would become what I am today, have all the experiences that I've had on camera, off camera, behind the scenes, on the stage, all of that, and also have been able to work with you in that capacity. I just got to thank you publicly again, because you gave of yourself then, and I've watched you continue to give of yourself today. Oh God. Give of yourself today. And I tell you, like when I watched you guys internationally, that was another layer. You couldn't have told me, you know what I mean, as a young person in that audience, that I would be able to travel with y'all and see you still giving it like that to this very day. So just shout out to you guys for everything that you do, the impact that you
Thank
make.
you, Trae.
No, it is felt. It is felt for real from me and so many others. And I heard it while we were overseas. People are coming to me like, man, these guys, what? Oh my God, they killed it. I mean, we heard so many great things. I just want to make sure that you guys get that opportunity, because you guys have an amazing platform. People can connect with y'all. You guys got a new one that's coming out, I think, with Tiski Sanka, right? A great collaboration. Make sure y'all look right there. Let folks know how they can tap in with Black Stax and all the great things y'all have going on.
I will say that you can check us out at on our website at blackstaxmusic.com. You can also check us out on IG at black_stacks. And
we have a new song out with Tiske Sanka and DJ King Flow called Common Language Hip Hop Lingo. It's on all platforms on YouTube. We also have our latest release, Clickbait. Tap in, stay engaged, Stay staxing.
Stay
Keep growing,
staxing.
y'all.
Oh, you guys, I am so in honor of what you do. Thank you so much for gracing the day with Trae in the Paramount Theater today with your presence. I know you guys got busy schedules. Y'all are always on the move. Y'all didn't get no break coming back. Thank y'all so much for being here, for sharing your experience overseas. I know that that means a lot to artists who are here because they see y'all do it. They're like, wait a minute, we can too. That's the beauty of it.
And the beautiful thing about that is we're going to debrief with the community.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing it now on Converge, but we're going to sit down with the community and have a conversation about our experience and invite young folks and old folks and our peers in to have this great conversation to see how we can continue to build this bridge from Seattle to the rest of the world.
Absolutely. Well, y'all are really doing it. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to sit with y'all.
Thank you, Trae.
Thank you, Trae.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, you guys, I get a little